What up, world? It's your boy BA for Real 100, and welcome to Get Your Bars Up Media. Salute, salute, salute. So today we have a special guest that I'm very honored to actually have and bless the platform, Mr. Bosstown. Mr. You ain't never stood in front of 3 rounds like these. Chilla, what it do?
What it do, fam? How you rolling?
Man, I'm chilling, man. You know, quarantine got everybody down, got everybody in the house. But I want to thank you for actually stepping out and blessing the platform, bro. You feel me? The love of the craft. One of the best writers in the world. What?
Thank you, fam. It's a pleasure to be here, man. I always check out your blogs. I always see what what I'm saying, what your opinion is on things, win, lose, or draw. I appreciate that there's still media out there that focus on the craft and don't focus on all the other things that, make headlines in this culture. Things that aren't always, having to do with talent and skill set. So I appreciate your platform, fam. It's a pleasure to be here.
Definitely, we'll get into it. So lately, man, I've been hearing little talks here about you possibly seeing Lux, man. Is that something that we could possibly see within the next year or so?
It's That's gonna be up to the powers that be, man. The conversation has definitely been had on my end. I don't know if the conversation's been had with Lux. I don't know if Lux has any interest. What I do know is that I feel like as far as writing goes, I think me and Lux can create something for the ages. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we can, much like me and JC or Lux and Hollow, I feel like we can create a battle that, 5, 10, 20 years after the fact, people are still going back, breaking down, deciphering, just that timeless type of content. As long as we have enough time to prepare, I think it'll be amazing, man. And you know, with the way things are now, I think the longer it takes for us to get back into the bigger events and bigger crowds, I think the more likely you are to see me and Lux, because it's a lot of battles that, I feel like Lux and Surf on a big stage may have looked different or may have gone different. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what Surf is used to. So if we're taking that into account with other matchups that have been on the table for Lux, like Lux and Goods is a cool battle. I wouldn't want to see that anywhere though, but a stage. I wouldn't want to see that in a small room. Obviously Lux and JC would be great for a small room. Lux and Daylight would be great for a small room. I think Lux and Chilla would be great for a small room. So I think, for as long as we're here, those are some of the matchups that if I were Lux, I would be looking at, I would be considering. You know what I'm saying? Because the big names and the big stage matchups, those will always be there when things go back to normality. You know what I mean? But this is a time where you can, and this goes for URL too, man. This is a time where we can capitalize off the fact that people don't have to be ticket sellers right now, because we're not selling tickets. There's no crowds. There's no, we're not selling tickets. We're not selling pay-per-views. So this is an era right now. This window of time that we have is where you can see where your stars are at. This is where you find new stars. Start throwing people on caffeine. See what they do. If they do well, bring them back. If they don't, leave them on the shelf. But this is a newer era where certain people are gonna perform really well, and certain people are not gonna perform really well. So things need to change. When you have the big stage era, you cater to big stage names. We're in a small room era. We should be catering to small room names. Chilla, Daylight, JC, Nitty, Danny Myers. We should be on all these major cards. Major cards. You know what I'm saying?
Fact,
but that's just how I feel, man. Obviously I'm biased, but it makes sense to me.
Well, let's take it back to the beginning, man, of your career. Like, what made you decide to step into battle rap and just be like, man, let me test my pen and let me see what I can do in it?
I mean, it wasn't even something I really wanted to do at first. I was always a musician first and foremost. You know, and there was also a period of time where I ran a battle league, and battling for me was never really a part of the plan. You know, there was a situation in the city where there was someone battling on the radio every week, and they called me out for whatever reason. So I answered the call, and obviously I did really well. I had another battle out here in my league, in the battle with the cat from the radio. Everybody just wanted to see me again, and I wasn't I was into the culture and I watched battle rap, but I wasn't like knee deep in it. I would say I was more of a casual fan at that time. So as the footage hit the internet and the numbers started going up, and then you have certain battlers, the John Johns, the Mickey Faxes, the X Factors. You have certain battlers, retweeting it and saying I was dope and stuff like that. People wanted to see more of me. So I did another battle on my own league, did really well again. And after that, it was curtains, bro. It was 2 battles. And after those 2 battles, I had URL on my line. I had King of the Dot on my line. I had Don't Flop on my line. I had Grind Time on my line. It was 2 battles. It was 2 battles. And I had every league in America trying to get me to try out or be a part of an event. I got a main stage King of the Dot battle off of 2 battles in Boston, bro. That shit's never been done before. It's never been done before. But shit like that people don't pay attention to that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that gets overlooked, especially when it comes to people like me who are generally quiet. I don't toot my own horn a lot. I don't boast. I'm very chill. I don't overdo it with promotion. So a lot of little facts like that I think if they were coming out of somebody else's mouth, people would be like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, that's incredible. But when it comes to Chilla, it's different. People don't, always like to give it up for me. So
but I one of the bars that I liked from you, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this was versus Head Ice. You were talking about being compared to Loaded Lux, and then you said this bar where you're like, it only takes 1 shot, so why the fuck I need to be loaded? Ah! Oh my God.
Yeah.
Crazy.
There's a story. I mean, there's a story behind that, man. And I'm gonna tell you what it was. There's a video as a blog. I can't remember whose blog it is. I want to say it was either Hip Hop is Real, or I think it was Hip Hop is Real, but it was Lux and it was Head Ice. And whoever was doing the interview had said, who you got next? And so I think this was the time where Lux, I think, had just maybe locked in with Verb. Okay. And Ice was locked in with me for I think it was a December event for King of the Dot that he ended up not showing up for the first time. Anyway, so Lux asks him, who do you have next? So Ice, whispers in his ear, and Lux's reaction is like, gave off the impression that he felt like it was insulting to Ice.
Whoa.
For me to have that battle. Like, I was out of my league, like I couldn't compete, like I wasn't deserving. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And he said a couple slick things, a couple remarks that I really didn't like. And that was fuel for me, bro. It was fuel for me, honestly. Especially when it came to that battle, it was like, oh, okay. You feel like your man is like unbeatable, unstoppable. Like he doesn't, like he can't bleed. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And to this day, man, I'm really really cool with Ice. Like Ice is like, I'm really really good with Ice. So even taking the battle and doing the battle was difficult because I felt like I wasn't really writing from a place of like wanting to kill him, so to speak. Like obviously I wanted to change, but at the same time, this is my you know what I'm saying? Like before anybody from New York was showing me love, Ice was showing me love. You know what I'm saying? So same with Swave. You know what I'm saying? Like before all these other New York dudes, like being a Boston dude, going to New York, URL events, like niggas don't like me. Just don't really rock with me like that. You know what I'm saying? It's the kind of same for Jersey. And you know, and Ice and Swave, when I started going to Canada for King of the Dot, Ice, Swave, DNA, Cortez, like those four individuals in clips, treated me like I was one of them. You know what I'm saying? For a long time, at a time where I didn't really rock with nobody in the culture, and I didn't really know anybody, and I'm not a social person. So if I don't know you and we sitting on a bus, I'm never gonna turn and say anything to you. It's just how I am. But anyway, yeah, you know, as far as that quote for Lux, I seen that, and then I saw Lux in Florida. I saw Lux in Florida at I think it was Volume 3. It was an event where I battled Steams on a band battle. And it was maybe a week after I was supposed to have battled Ice.
Yeah.
And Ice didn't show up. So I saw Lux down there. And you know, it was cool. You know, I shook his hand. I said, "What up?" I didn't really speak on how I was feeling in regards to that, but I'm sure he knew because of certain things that I said on Instagram that he was tagged in.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not like beef or anything like that. I'm not gonna pull you outside and then want to fight you. Like, nah, you feel how you feel. It's a respect though, and it's a competitive drive. It's a, you know what I'm saying? You somebody I look up to, and you telling me that you don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, my talent is worthy of something. I got a lot to prove to you. You know what I'm saying? So that was part of what drove me against Ice. And so that's kind of where that particular scheme that you referenced, that's where that came from, man. There's a whole build up to it.
Yeah.
You know, that ends with, you know, all you need is one shot. Why the fuck would I need to be loaded?
That was crazy.
And it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. If I know that I can hit you in the head with one shot, I don't need a whole clip, man.
Facts. Talk to him.
I don't need a whole clip.
Lux, because I know that you sneak and you watch my stuff too. Yo, you're gonna have to see Chilla soon. You're definitely gonna have to see Chilla soon, sir. I know you on your high horse, and I know you one of the GOATs. You got mad respect in the battle rap world, but you're gonna have to see my guy Chilla. You're definitely gonna have to see my guy Chilla. But
if you want to fight, man, if you want like a real fight, like if you want a Lion's Den type of fight,
yeah,
he's not gonna find it nowhere else but here, man. No, you know, no offense to nobody else, but
that's
I'm from that cloth.
Facts. Facts.
Cloth.
So my next question would be, so excluding yourself, who would you consider to be the top 5 pins in the game of all time?
Of all time. Lux, Conceited, rest of it gets tricky, man.
Yeah.
Lux, Conceited, Quantum Physics.
Nice. I know it get crazy. You got your JC, you got all of everybody in there.
I'm gonna say JC and Nitty.
Yeah.
But you can easily put Magic there.
Yeah.
Because in his prime, the back-to-back punches is crazy. I think you can put Solomon there. It just, you know, I think he just has a smaller catalog than a lot of us, you know. But if Iron was as active, I think Iron would be in the conversation. That's probably, you know, that's probably where I'm going with it. You know, that's probably what I would say. Lux, Conceited, Quantum, JC, and Nitty. I would say.
That's a dope top five. Like every single one of them guys could write, and they are actually considered one of the greats of writing. You dig?
Yeah, yeah.
So my next question would be, so rookies versus vets. Recently
Hmm.
heard you mention that you, well, the first of all, the vets need you right now. I'm not gonna front. The vets looking like they need you. You
I
know?
know it. I know it. You know, my phone rang. It was
Yeah.
Jay Black. He was like, "Chilla, man. We're dying out here, man." He said,
Facts.
"Yo," I said, "I need you. I need DNA. I need John John. I need Nitty."
Yeah.
He said, "We gotta get the B team out of there, and we gotta put the
Facts.
lineup in. We gotta put the starters in." So yeah, I'm gonna jump off the porch pretty soon, man. I'm gonna
That's what's up.
pick out
That's
one
what's
of
up.
pick out one of these little rookies, maybe real sick or Jay Kruger or something. I'm gonna
Man.
pick out one of these little rookies and I'm gonna put one on the board for the vets, man. I'm gonna put one on
Dev-
the board.
Definitely. So you, I heard you mention on one of the caffeine live streams that Real Sick was an opponent that you were looking into.
That's what I want.
Yeah, why
That's what
Real
I
Sick?
want. Few different reasons, man. First reason is I think he's dope. Um,
He is
I
fire.
think he's really good, and of the battlers that haven't gotten a battle yet for rookies, for the rookies,
Yeah,
um, I think that battle poses the biggest challenge for me. Um, I battled Jay a
yeah,
few years ago, so I wouldn't want to rematch that. And
yeah.
you know, I I had JC edging Chaos, and I still will battle Chaos, but I wouldn't battle Chaos after he just had JC before
Yeah.
Sick got a look. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's more intriguing for me to take Sick right now. Um, but I think he's the best out of the people that are left. I think he's versatile. He can rap really well. He can punch. Um, his delivery is good. He's creative. He doesn't choke or stumble. So if anything, if he does really well and performs at the top of his game, I think it can be a really good battle and a really watchable battle. My agenda is definitely to try to win clearly. But at the very least, I will be happy to have a borderline classic or a classic. If he can keep up. So
Man. So what has been the difference between the Chilla Jones from the 2010s to, well, the 2018 Chilla Jones to the 2020 Chilla Jones? What has been the difference? And I ask that because it seems like you are finally getting that spark, like that real spark from the bigger platforms and the fans and the culture.
hmm um I'll be honest with you, man. Uh I don't know if there's a big, like, I don't know if there's a big difference outside of the platform that I'm on
Yeah.
and just the difference in exposure. Because if you go back to my 2017, 2018, my
Yeah.
battles with Arsenal and Jonai and all,
Fire.
that is when I started to get it and I started to understand, like, what the performance needed to look like and feel like for me to be able to kind of elevate in people's eyes. Um,
Thanks.
but I don't think too much has changed, except that maybe I'm just mastering the formula that I use a lot better. Because if you look at me versus Iron and Ice and Real Deal, it doesn't look too much different than me versus Nitty, Twerk, or Geechee. I would say the only maybe difference is I'm a little bar heavier
Yeah.
on the URL side of things, and that had to do with the platform. Absolutely had to do with the platform because King of the Dot, they appreciate well-roundedness a lot more than the URL fan base. The URL fan base
It's a fact.
is more particular on what they like to see, what they like to hear. They're not always interested in hearing something different than that, and they're not always open to it. So you got to know when you can branch off and do different things. You got to know how long of a, you know, of a path you can go away from that, because if you do it for too long, they'll lose interest. So you've got to know and understand the crowd that you're battling for. And so I would say maybe that's the only difference besides the platform is I'm a little, you know, my writing is a little denser
Yeah.
on URL.
Yeah.
I would say maybe that's the biggest difference.
That's pretty dope. So for the aspiring up and coming battle rapper who look up to you, what type of advice would you give them to be successful in the game today?
I mean, it's I feel like it's just like everything else in life, man. You just gotta work, and you know, you see it a lot with certain battlers. Some people are lazy, man, and some people are just not. You know, if you look at where everybody is compared to their potential, there's a lot of battle rappers that aren't there and haven't gotten there, and may never get there, and it's literally it's only because they're not trying hard enough.
That's a fact.
Anything in life that you're trying to do can be done if you try hard enough. It's a very simple concept. It's a very tough thing to do, but it's a very simple concept, man. And so part of my resurgence, part of my, you know, this new rejuvenation that I have, because
Definitely.
I'm trying harder. It's because I'm
Mm,
trying harder. I'm spending more time on my craft. I'm spending more time, you
thanks.
know, being critical of my own performances. I'm doing more promotionally. I'm doing things differently. I'm not comfortable where I was doing what I was doing. So I'm doing more and I'm doing different things. And, you know, for the up and comers that want to make an impact or even get to where I am, try harder, man. That's all you got to do. Just try hard. Keep trying. Never stop trying. That's all you got to do, man.
Thanks. Hey, you heard it from Chilla, man. One of the best pens in the world. Yo, just grind,
Just
fellas.
grind, man. Just
That's it.
grind, bro.
That's it. So recently we just had the Ultimate Madness turn. Well, it's still going or whatnot, but um we have uh we have Bill Collector versus Holmesy the God.
Yep.
How you calling that?
Um, man, I I I I really like both those dudes, man. Shout out to Holmesy. Shout out to Bill. Obviously, I've known Bill for years, man.
Yeah.
You know, came up around the same time in URL. Um, he's been through the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights. He's been through so much. Um, and honestly, he deserves Summer Madness because he
Nice.
works hard, man. He works really hard. Um, Same for Holmesy, bro. I haven't known Holmesy as long, but I have a good relationship with Holmesy, and you know I know how he carries himself as a
Yeah.
man inside and outside the ring, and he deserves it just as much, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy for both those dudes. So salute to them and the Loud Boys. But this is the Loud Boys.
Facts.
Uh, you know what I'm saying? Summer Madness.
Facts.
You know, salute to Dre Dennis and all them. Uh, if I gotta call it, you know, I probably say Holmesy
Holmesy.
2-1.
Yeah.
Um, because I feel like for every battle he's had, he's been the underdog, and I feel like for every
That's a
every time he's been the
fact.
underdog, he's won. So I think he's the underdog versus Bill. I feel like Holmesy's gonna do enough to steal it, man. But I think it'll be a good battle. I think they have a really big opportunity to make themselves like really into household names with a great performance.
That's a fact.
Um, and obviously there's 25K on the line, which is huge. So I'm happy for both of them, man. I'm truly happy for both those dudes. I honestly feel like they deserve it.
Man. And so yeah, I think that both of them, both artists are dope, and I'm proud of both of them because I've seen the growth and I've seen of Bill and of Holmesy. I seen
Yeah.
Holmesy do his thing and been doing his thing, but not getting recognition. And to see the young fella come up now and actually start to get love, as well as Bill. Bill been getting love, but Bill been through his ups and downs, etc. And to see both of them get in the ring and actually be on the Summer Madness is amazing, bro. I agree, 100%.
Yeah, fire.
So this is the part of the well, before I even do that, man. So you and JC, one of the best battles of all time, hands down. Hands down. I had to sneak this question in. How was the energy in the room that day at Black Star pack room? Like, tell me about that energy, bro, because I still go back and peep that battle, man.
Um, it was hype, man, and you know, a lot of that has to do with the fact that this was, you know, the eve of the Return of the Legends. You know what I mean? The Summer Madness 2 was a very, very hype card. It was sponsored by Ciroc. Diddy was expected to show up.
Yeah.
It was the return of Lux, the return of Mook. It was Sirius Jones. It was E. Ness.
Yes.
It was as far as like hype and anticipation, probably still to this day one of the biggest cards of all time. And
Facts.
so, as you can imagine, the day before, it, you know, even that room with me and JC, it was just at a fever pitch, bro. Like, it was so much energy, it was so much excitement, so much anticipation. You had Mook in the building, you had John, you had Jazz, you had J.R. Ryder, you had Mickey Factz, you had, you know, just so many people, bro, in the building, just wanting to see battles, wanting to be a part of the culture. It was new, it was exciting. So it was just such a perfect crowd. And, you know, in the moment, I knew me and JC had a really good battle,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that we had created what we created. You know what I mean? I knew it was a really good battle. I got off stage and spoke to everyone, and I knew it was a good battle. But then watching it back when it dropped, and for the first couple of weeks, seeing, you know, your Just Blazes and Kevin Durant's and Arian
Crazy.
Foster's and Alchemist and Joe Budden and all these dudes tweeting about it and speaking on it, and it was, you know, that was when I knew that what we had was special.
Man, I'm not even gonna front, man. When I first seen that battle, I was like, what? I'm like, this is a classic. Like, that's one of those first watches, like the first watch, because it's rare to get that these days. First watch,
Yeah.
I was like, that's a classic. I'm calling up all my homeboys. They don't even know nothing about battle rap. I'm like, yo, you got to see this battle. I'm going to send you this link. It's on YouTube, etc. And it's crazy. So I salute you for that, bro. That's history, and that's
Thank you,
history,
bro.
bro. Facts.
Thank you, bro.
This is the segment of the show where of the interview where I call it Tokyoish.
Okay.
And what makes Chilla Jones one of the most dangerous writers in battle rap?
There's so many ways to answer that question, but I think the easiest way to answer that question, I think I'm just smarter than everybody else, man. I think I just have a better understanding of penmanship than
Definitely.
anybody else in this culture. You know, amongst the top pens, I feel like I'm the most dangerous because I'm the most versatile
Oh,
of all of them. You know what I mean? Nitty is incredible,
yeah.
but he's gonna punch you all battle. Punch,
Right.
all battle. They will be incredible, earth-shaking punches, but he's going to punch for a majority of the battle. Same with Danny. Lux is really good, but he doesn't punch up the par with a lot of us. His angles are deadly.
That's a
Lux's
fact.
angles are deadly. He's very witty, very sharp with his wordplay. But if you break Lux down, there is some filler sometimes in what he says, if you break it down. And then when it comes to me, I feel like I can do everything at a high level. I can punch at a high level, as I did against Nitty. I can scheme at a high level, as I
Talk
did
your
against
shit.
JC and Daylight. I can angle at a high level, like I did against Saga, like I did against Jerry. So it's like, when I've given classic rounds and classic material, but those classic moments, they don't all look and sound the same.
That's a fact.
You can pull a scheme from one battle and call it classic. You can pull up my third versus Saga with the Playboy magazine,
crazy,
and call it classic. You can pull up my third round versus Jerry West and the comparison of the Jerry Wests,
crazy,
and call it crazy. You can pull up my Blue Meth Heisenberg versus Daylight with Method Man in the front row. The moments look different. Like, as much as I'm only a pen, my moments are all different. They're all different. Some are punches, some are schemes, some are build-ups, some are angles, I do it all at a very, very high level. And I think that's the difference between me and every other pen that people consider pens. When it comes to punching, scheming, and angling, I do all three at a very high level.
Y'all heard it. Y'all hearing my guy? He talking right now.
That's a fact.
Talk.
It's a fact, man.
So when are we gonna see Chilla in the ring again?
Very soon, man. I just signed a contract 2 days ago. So you'll see me very soon. Before the month is out, you'll see me back. And you'll see me next month in October also.
That's what I'm talking
And
about.
I think these will both be matchups that people like, that people are excited to see. And by the end of October, man, Champion of the Year should be all wrapped up. Should be all wrapped up.
Talk. Hey, don't try to cheat and slide my guy. I know y'all gonna try to. Geechee my guy, but don't try to slide Geechee over everybody this year. Actually, look.
They're gonna try. They're gonna try. They'll try to get Geechee in there. They'll try and maybe get Nitty in there. That's cool. But you gotta understand, like, for everything that I do, like, I don't get the same opportunities and I don't get the same looks. And this is what I spoke on in the Geechee battle. I don't have the same, Geechee has had the privilege of being able to go to King of the Dot and headline, then back to URL and be on Summer Madness, then back to King of the Dot and headline, then back to URL and another big battle. And I didn't have that privilege. I've never had that privilege. If ever I've been committed to URL, if I've ever gone to a different platform, they've punished me for it. They don't like that generally when battlers do that. And so that had a lot to do with what I spoke on in the Geechee battle. So yeah, of course, if Geechee has clips on Summer Madness and Nitty has a read on Summer Madness, and they'll have a good showing. And then that'll be another part of the conversation. But it's like Chilla I don't get those looks. So me being Champion of the Year in a year where I didn't get to be on Genesis, I didn't get to be on Gnome, I didn't get to be on Summer Madness, and I'm still a front runner for Champion of the Year, while Geechee and Nitty were on Genesis,
Facts.
and Geechee was on Gnome, and Geechee and Nitty's on Summer Madness. It's different, bro. If you had given me the same opportunities, it wouldn't be close.
Yes, I agree, bro. I definitely agree. With that being said, man, do you have any products, any music that you want the people? Where can the people find your products and your music at, bro?
Yeah, definitely. If you see the background, man, Jones Inc. Follow us on Twitter, Jones Inc. 2020, Instagram as well. New music coming super soon, man. You're gonna start seeing some shit dropping probably end of the fall, early winter. Follow me on Twitter at Chilla Jones, Instagram Chilla Jones. And for all things Chilla Jones, go to the website www.chillajones.com. I got a new line of merch dropping very, very soon. Get in tune with it. It's your boy.
Hey man, y'all heard it, man. This was a wonderful segment. Chilla, thank you once again, sir. I appreciate the love. I appreciate you blessing the platform, and yo, we behind you. Keep up that pen, bro. Keep up that good work. Period, bro.
Got to, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me.
All right, salute, fellas.
Hey, yo, what's good, world, man? Once again, man, it's your boy Yo-Yo Escobar, man, the head honcho, the worst sport battlegrounds, you know what I'm talking about, man. I need everybody to go head over to GetYaBarzUp Media right now. Like, subscribe, and share that thing, man. Go show GetYaBarzUp Media some love, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's the world's #1